Hey traders from around the world, it's Jerremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading on your what Wednesday Real Life Stock Review. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It's about 11:41 Eastern Standard Time, and we're checking out the markets today. So here's what we got. Two or three things. So I'm looking at Tesla right now, and just to update you guys, here's what we had on Tesla. So just the other day, this was the 10th of June, Tesla gapped down, and based on that gap, I did a bear call spread, 260, 260, 250, which is obviously in trouble right now, but I'll be updating you guys on that in just a second. So the gap down, it occurred, it kind of continued a little bit lower, and then it started popping. Yesterday, when it started popping, right, came down to the 20 EMA, started getting some white candles. I said, and I updated on the actual idea in TradingView. I said, all right, well, let's go ahead and hop into a 240, 237.50 bull put spread for 10 cents, getting into an iron condor. Well, obviously I didn't know today was going to happen, but I watched Tesla a lot, and it really just started skyrocketing. So this is what I'm actually looking to do right now. This is a bear call spread that expires this week. So definitely cannot be in this trade very, very long. Friday is when it expires. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this on the 5-minute chart. And on the 5-minute chart, I posted to the traders that I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, obviously right here. You have all those bullish candles like that. You got to wait a little bit. So right now we're getting a little bit of a consolidation. And yes, I am 76 cents in the money on the spread, so I'm definitely losing on it. And I sound super calm and collected because I've done this before, right? Every trade comes with risk. Every trade comes with a plan that you have to create and know how you're going to defend every single trade. So my particular position right now in Tesla, my thought is we'll probably hang out here for just a little bit, trade sideways, and then truly probably pop. On the 5-minute, I got my trigger right now to go ahead and unravel if we start breaking 261. So I'm going to unravel, and the reason I'm going to unravel is because even though we don't have tons of time left, my goal is to really just get in and get out of this by probably today or tomorrow. So if Tesla makes a move like this to the high of the day again tomorrow, it's 264, I will be out of this trade entirely, and in doing so, I'll go ahead and also probably get into a bull put spread down here, 250, 250, 250, expiring this week. So looks like we're probably going to unravel and just, again, buy to close the 260 call, hold on to the 260, 250 call, and more or less hope that Tesla continues higher. That's my plan. That's my goal. We will see what happens. Fedex was a beautiful gap today. Oops, that's FDC. Let's go check out Fedex. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @NewsomeNuggets. And about 3 minutes before market open, I was like, man, FedEx looks like a great gap. I'm going to play it bearish. Here's why. Here's why I played it bearish. So let's look at the candle from yesterday. One of my good traders and friends, Patricia, who's an amazing golf player, by the way, she said, what type of gap is this? Is this a retest or a gap and go? And the answer is it is a retest. I apologize. I'm sorry. It is a gap and go because yesterday's candle was white and the stock gapped down. So white candle, stock gaps down, that's a gap and go. That means people are trapped, people are losing money, and they are selling to close their positions out of fear, or they're getting their stops hit, whatever the case is. And, I'm seeing what's going to happen. On the 11th of June, I mentioned earnings are on the corner. If FedEx gaps down small, could buy the bounce. So this is actually kind of a big gap, a pretty healthy gap, it's right now about 3.5% down. I could still consider buying the bounce, if it comes down into this trend line, about 174, but this is a pretty bearish gap and go. And if we come over here to the hourly chart, now this is really where I got my main sentiment of this bearish gap today, was from the hourly. So if we're looking at the hourly chart on FedEx, you can see all of the traders that are trapped. Kind of like a head and shoulders-ish type of pattern maybe, but you can definitely see nice white candle yesterday, nice long lower shadow right there, nice lower shadow here. So it's clearing all of these pivots when it opened. And when it opened, it didn't really have anything else to go down here. This is what's referred to as a void. So just a nice white candle, gap down, trade to that support. That's where we're hanging out right now. So FedEx probably won't trade this one the rest of the day, more than likely. And here's why. We are at the low of the day. We're kind of just pounding that out as a support. But if we hop back over to the daily, the 50 EMA, so let me bring that up. The 50 EMA is going to be a support. And that's exactly where we're trading to right now. We haven't hit the 50 EMA in a while since we did. Last time we bounced, so we could go a little bit lower, but probably going to bounce a little bit off the 50 EMA. So we'll see how that works. But regardless, on FedEx, if FedEx does at some point pull back to this channel, this 163, great buying location. And of course, you got some solid moving averages there to buy off as well. Give a big shout out to my boy, Brad Reed, in the morning room today. I'm actually doing the morning room tomorrow morning. So if you guys want to hop into there, we'll crush some trades together. But EC, we have a nice little low right here. So here's your support. That support got broken today with this gap. So if you're hopping into the 5-minute chart, just a really, really easy retest, truly. Here was this trade, and his entry was 1310 by 1320. So stock traded down, retested. You get a bearish engulfing pattern. Boom. Boom, 1310 by 1320, boom shakalaka, phenomenal. So I think now his stop is probably 1309, 1310, so break even, and probably taking some positions off the table. But look at those moving averages, gorgeous retest opportunity on EC. Guys, all you need is one good trade, and that's it. Ford Schwartz said he got stopped out for half of an R on SFUN, which is great. So here's your daily chart on SFUN. Black candle, gapped up, so it was a gap and go type of gap. So it's a strong gap to watch. Didn't really clear that many pivots, but it did come right down into the 10 exponential, good hammer type of candle, nice little morning star reversal. Entry could have been 953, stop could have been 942, and again, could have had the opportunity of taking the stop up to here. Got stopped out or trailed out, or if you took some profit at this resistance. Wherever the case is, SFUN, Ford Schwartz, great job, man. Awesome. Taking some profits on that and trading your plan, man. Good for you. So let's look at a few other trades. So we've looked at Tesla. Let's also just take a quick sneak peek at Netflix. So here's Netflix. And my overall thought process on Netflix is it is just a tad extended. So here's my thoughts on Netflix. On the 12th, I mentioned that if Netflix breaks the low of the day of the 611 candle, which was this big black candle right here, Netflix will likely trade down to the 20 EMA and bounce. And that's still kind of my thought process. We haven't hit the 20 EMA in quite a long time. So if I'm doing some Elliott waves, really quick, I think this is some type of wave 5. This is an A, B, C. And I do know a good trading buddy of mine, Elion, he's in a weekly bull put spread. So that expires this Friday, so 2 more days. So that should be okay because the spread's right about there. So I think that Netflix will pull down just a little bit, do something like that, but I believe it's going to get into a consolidation pattern of some sort, and then at some point do something like that, maybe with earnings, because it's really quite extended. It's a very phenomenal gap that we talked about going bullish on, and we did. Just easy, too easy. Really just too easy. I don't even know what to say on Netflix. Apple, hopping over to Apple. So Apple just kind of sitting back, waiting, had a trigger based on this morning star reversal pattern at 128.09 that has not triggered. Stop at 125.32. And bottom line, guys, all of our spreads on Apple expired last Friday. All the bear call spreads up here, all the bull put spreads down here, pretty much everything. So all I got now is a June 115 put sale expiring this Friday. Once that's done, I'll probably leave Apple alone for a little bit. It still, to me, looks like it could come down to these levels, maybe as far as 120, and then bounce on earnings, possibly. And if that happens, you guys can believe that I will be, at least personally, more bullish than bearish. I did trade some targets on Southwest yesterday, just barely. Right now, we're getting a little bit of a white candle with some lower volume. So it does actually kind of appear that we're might come back up and retest and then roll over again on some of these trades. So that's Southwest. Here's American Airlines. Again, probably very well likely could do the same thing, but it did make a lower low and a lower high today. So I'll be keeping a close eye on it tomorrow. I did get into this week's 37 put. I sold it. That was creating a bear put spread, which is a debit spread. So keeping an eye on American Airlines, Delta Airlines. Here's your chart on Delta. Still triggering in on Delta, still just being calm, being patient on it, seeing what that guy does. And here are 2 other swing trades that I'm looking at very closely. ESPR, so not ESPN, ESPR. ESPR, I have a bearish entry at 75.11. So this gap is a very beautiful gap. Nice retest gap. It's actually coming into retest right now. So my thought is keep a really close eye on the hourly chart and watch for some type of failure or rollover on ESPR. So here's your hourly chart right here. And we did not get triggered in, right? So 75.11, that's my trigger. looks like right now we're breaking above the 20 EMA on the hourly, which is fine. So if that happens, we do something like this, boom, 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 we come up and roll over here. I'll look to go bearish up here. If we actually don't hit the stop and continue to do something like this and then roll over, I'll like it even more. But absolutely keeping an eye on this guy. Let's also go look at HAIN, and I'm hoping this stock will help make it hain. Get it? Make it rain, make it hain. Ticker symbol HAIN had a really good gap yesterday. So it's absolutely one to watch. All I'm doing is I'm waiting for this to pull back just a little bit. Now, if I miss the trade, I missed the trade, right? And we should never chase trades. There's a good resistance right here on HAIN, and it might make it up to there before it actually pulls back. But my thought process is some type of pullback at some point, and then I'm going to buy the bounce on ticker symbol HAIN. And GoDaddy was an amazing call that some of the traders and myself made 2 days ago. So we talked about buying in on GoDaddy since it pulled back into the 10 EMA, pulled back, nice trend. The hourly looked healthy, so we bought in. Stop was 28.55. And right now, with yesterday's candle, my overall thought process is GoDaddy continues bullish to sideways at some point, and next target 31.79 on GoDaddy. Trades from around the world, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys sending in some requests for what stocks you want to look at in the real life stock review. Next one will be on Friday, and until Friday, remember, love life, live life, and trade it.